In the last Congress, Chairwoman Green literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing. So I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk.
Well, Doge is all the rage around Washington, D.C. right now. And when I say rage, I mean Republicans, conservatives, Trump supporters, and most Americans are thrilled to see this little band of merry men led by Elon Musk uncovering dark, dark secrets of what our government has been funding around the world in our name with our tax dollars, the inefficiency in which they're doing it, and just flat out corruption and criminality. That's all the rage for many of us. For the Democrats who are trying to protect that permanent bureaucracy, well, it's a rage to them because they're raging in blinded fury over it. And they're doing whatever they can to stop the revelations that we're all seeing on a daily basis. Today, there is a hearing for the House committee that supports this progress, and Democrats have decided to basically get in the way. Here's one of the members, Congressman Garcia, on MSNBC this morning, basically saying just that.
I want to bring in someone to the conversation who very much wants those questions answered and posed to the courts. Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia of California. He's a member of the new DOGE subcommittee in the House, which is set to actually hold its first hearing at the top of the hour. And so to that end, Congressman, I've got two questions for you. One that might seem a little procedural, but first, do you guys have, as Democrats in the minority on this committee, meaningful subpoena power here?
Well, look, we've tried. And I think that this committee and our larger oversight committee have even tried to get Elon Musk to come to testify. That's been blocked by the Republicans. Right. And so a lot of that's being negotiated still. But as of right now, we're prepared today to go in and ask and answer some really tough questions. We want to see Elon Musk, but we're also going to call out the corruption. We're going to call out the fact that we have essentially an unelected billionaire with almost as much power as the president of the United States. And I think we're going to bring the fire today. And so I think even though we don't have all the power that we would like, we're going to use every minute that we are given at this hearing to call out the corruption, the lies, and I think we're going to bring the fire today.
There's some that may question why Democrats are participating in a committee like this if Republicans are cutting you off at the pass with subpoena power, and wondering if y'all being on committees like this doesn't validate or normalize the work of DOGE, which is certainly going about in anything but normal capacity here as it tries to basically rip out root and stem various parts of government, even agencies themselves. What would you say to folks like that?
Yeah, I would say that first, I have zero interest working with Marjorie Taylor Greene, our chairwoman on this committee, or the House Republicans on this committee to help them with anything as it relates to DOGE. What we're there for and what we're there to do is to fight, to push back on the lies, to bring attention to what's going on right now at our agencies, and to make sure that people know that we are going to fight every single day to ensure that we get Elon Musk out of our private information. So it's important that we are there. Look, if we weren't there, they would have the entire committee essentially to themselves. But let's make no mistake about it. We are not going to be working with the House majority, and we're certainly not going to be working with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think folks today are going to see us get really engaged and ask really tough questions.
So there you go. He admits openly that his job there is to disrupt and cause chaos and to fight every step of the way, not to participate. See, understand something. At least he's being honest about it. He's representing the Democrats on that committee today, Robert Garcia, who, by the way, has been in Congress all of 25 months, representing Central Los Angeles. He says that his job there is to stand against government efficiency. It's the last thing we want. Don't you dare reveal the corruption and inefficiency in our federal government. Don't you dare let the taxpayers know how their money's being spent and wasted. No, no, no. We're Democrats. We're against that. By the way, one beautiful little moment here, if you watch, he's in the Canon office building there right across the street. And just watch in the background because the most important person on this committee is about to walk by. Somebody is, there he is. Yeah, that man with the garbage can. Yeah, Congressman Garcia, give your resume to that guy. He'll know exactly what to do with it. Okay, that was beautiful. So he left his little MSNBC appearance, swearing that he'll be the resistance, swearing that he's there to sow chaos, that he's there to fight. That's his role here. when it comes to government efficiency. He walked through the tunnel because it's snowing out and very cold in DC. So he walked underground in the tunnel, went to his I believe this committee room is not in the Capitol. He didn't even have to go in the tunnel. He went down the hall in the Cannon office building to his committee room and subsequently did just that. This is Democrat Robert Garcia of California, 42nd District, but honestly, pretty much represents every Democrat in Congress right now. This was his contribution to the efforts to root out corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Let's watch.
I find it ironic, of course, that our chairwoman, Congresswoman Green, is in charge of running this committee. Now, in the last Congress, Chairwoman Green literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing. So I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk. He's also the world's richest man. He was the biggest political donor in the last election.
Get it? That's his dick pic. Something tells me Congressman Garcia knows a thing or two about dick pics. This is the Democrats' contribution to this process. I'm going to show a dick pic in this committee hearing. Here's Elon Musk. Ha ha! That was actually not even the cringiest part of Congressman Garcia's presentation. Wait till you see this one.
We also know, of course, that Elon Musk is sending his unqualified DOGE staff to carry out this agenda across all of these agencies. And in some cases, actually teenage staffers. No accountability, no experience, and problematic records. They're trying to rob you, and they're probably a minor. Thank you, and I yield back.
You know, only a Democrat from Los Angeles would actually try to draw a Kendrick Lamar reference to try to be a cool kid in the committee, which was super cringe, didn't land, pretty much a groaner. And oh, by the way, pal, everyone hated that halftime show. So if you're going to reference something and try to be one of the cool hit kids with pop culture references, you might want to pick something that at least everybody liked. I hate myself for even knowing that reference, frankly. By the way, Mr. Garcia is super experienced himself. After all, he was a member of the Long Beach City Council before he became a congressman, representing Long Beach all the way up to central Los Angeles. All right, that's okay. There was more on the committee today. We now move from that embarrassment, Robert Garcia and his dick pic and Kendrick Lamar references, to the real superstar of the Democrats, the woman I have no doubt will be on people's short list for Democrat vice presidential running mate next time around. You know her, you love her, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
If you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors. I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact, he sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying and he was using his propaganda machine to do it when he said that we sent millions of dollars to Gaza for condoms. That was a lie. So let me tell you something.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
It's time for
the
us
gentlelady's
to do our
time has
job
expired.
and rein in this rogue actor known
The gentlelady's
as
time has expired. I now recognize the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Burleson.
By the way, this is what they're reduced to. He said we were sending millions of dollars for condoms in Gaza, and that's not true. The millions of dollars for condoms was going to Mozambique. Of course, brings us to the question, okay, so the issue is not the fact that the American people are spending millions of dollars for condoms for people overseas. It's exactly what country we're funding condoms for. Is that it? Okay, at least we know the terms of our disagreement. How dare you suggest we're sending condoms to Gaza? We were sending condoms to Mozambique, damn it. Okay, die on that hill, Democrats. Go ahead and die. By the way, for those of you who are wondering what the hell Hamas and Mozambique and condoms, terrorists actually use condoms as weapons. terrorist weapons. I'm not going to explain it to you, but go ahead and use your favorite search engine and check it out. That's actually a real thing. Crockett wasn't done. She had a little bit more.
In fact, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that the Republicans believe our job is, because right now they have relinquished their constitutional duties over to an unelected bureaucrat, someone who no one went out to vote for. And absolutely, he is occupying the Oval Office, as we saw yesterday. And that is a first for me, to see someone occupying the Oval Office who's never actually been elected to the Oval Office, and actually answering more questions than the person that allegedly got elected.
So Trump got allegedly elected. So she's an election denier. That's insurrection-y, by the way. I think that deserves a January 6th style investigation. But also, I've never seen anybody who hasn't been elected president actually in the Oval Office. But it's so moronic, it's not even worth a response. But I just wanted you to know that we have shown you the brightest lights of the Democrats. This is the highlights of the Democrats' resistance today on this committee on government efficiency. This is the best they had. And as I've been discussing for the last 10 days now, this plays into the brilliant strategy that Donald Trump, your president, who, yes, in fact, was overwhelmingly elected to the White House this last time around. It's a brilliant strategy that he has employed, because not only is he doing what he said he would do and doing exactly what he promised, rally after rally, he would bring Elon Musk up on stage and say, yeah, he's going to be in charge of government efficiency, and he's going to pull it all out at the root, and he's going to find out where the money's going, and he's going to shut it down. And here we are 23 days in, and he's doing exactly that. But the really brilliant thing is that Musk is the lightning rod. 8 years ago, all of this screaming and caterwauling and name calling and dick pic references in Congress from the Democrats, they were all directed at Trump, and Trump was taking it from all sides, and it was hurting. It was leaving a mark. Now it's all directed at Musk. Trump comes out looking like, pretty much clean in all of this. They barely reference Trump in all of this. And meanwhile, he keeps his head down. He keeps doing his job. He ends up banning plastic straws and freeing Americans held hostage in Russia when Biden couldn't do a damn thing for him because, he wasn't a Black America-hating, pot-smoking, lesbian basketball player. Did you follow that train of thought? I hope so. So Elon Musk, who they can't hurt him. Elon Musk is literally the richest man in the world. All of his dreams have come true. He doesn't need to or care to run for elected office. In fact, he's got his own social media platform. It's the biggest communications device on the planet. So you can't cancel him. You can't silence him. He's the one who's taking all the shrapnel and all the hits on all of this. And yet, meanwhile, he continues to do the job. And Trump comes off kind of scot-free in all of it. It's freaking brilliant. And even more importantly, they're actually getting the job done. In fact, let's finish up with that.
The gravy train for a lot of these folks, it's been on biscuit wheels, and it's about to run off the dadgum tracks, and it's about time. Could you imagine standing up here and defending waste, fraud, and abuse? But I think that's what we're seeing. When people squeal and don't ask questions, I think it shows the American public what the heck's going on.
That's exactly right. Not one of the Democrats today said, hey, I understand you found this and found that. Can you give us more information about that? Why was our tax money at USAID going to these things that are not in America's interest around the world and promoting things that are antithetical to the American voter? Not one Democrat asked one question about that. I understand we've been spending money on outdated computer systems to try to track Social Security and other aspects of the federal payment system. We can do better than that. Please give us information about that. Not one question from Democrats about that either. All you heard was attacks on the process of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse, and a defense of these programs that are full of waste, fraud, and abuse, because that's what they stand for. DOGE. It's Doge versus DOGE. Which side are you on? Are you on the side of a department who is actually finding and ending the waste, fraud, and abuse and bringing efficiency to our government finally after decades? Or are you with DOGE? Are you with Democrats against government efficiency? I know what side I'm on. I wonder what side you're on. You've seen the news from economists forecasting a depression, not a recession, a depression. by the year 2030. Why? Well, because we got a perfect storm of Social Security and Medicare hitting a breaking point with the largest generation hitting retirement, and then a smaller workforce, meaning a smaller tax base. You add that to the growing national debt and then the rising cost of living, and well, it's a big problem. And there's a lot of it that's out of your control. But what is in your control? What you do now to protect your family for the future. Gold can be a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold can help you transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. Protect your future right now. Text Larry, my name, Larry, Larry, to 989898. Get your free info kit on gold and a copy of the Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era, with a foreword written by Donald Trump Jr. That's free. There's no obligation, only information. Text my name, Larry, Larry, to 989898. Do it today.